Well, drones have targeted the heart of the Russian capital's financial district. Well, this is the first attack to hit the area which houses Moscow's top companies. One of the drones damaged the facade of a 50-story skyscraper. Victoria Gatenby reports.
This was the moment drones crashed into an office building in Moscow's financial district, having been shot down by Russia's military. It's the first drone attack to hit this area of the capital, where some of Russia's top companies have their headquarters. People in nearby apartment blocks say they're trying to absorb what happened.
My friends and I rented an apartment to come here and unwind, and at some point we heard an explosion and it was like a wave. Everyone jumped. And then there was a lot of smoke and you couldn't see anything. From above, you could see fire.
Russia's defense ministry blames Ukraine for the attacks. It says a third drone was brought down in Moscow's outskirts. Vyacheslav International Airport was closed for an hour, and the airspace over the capital was temporarily closed. Moscow is around 500 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. Drone attacks deep inside Russian territory have intensified in recent months, hitting oil installations and even the Kremlin in May. This attack comes several weeks into a Ukrainian counteroffensive to take back territory captured by Russia since the start of the war.
There is an awareness in Russia that they are vulnerable to attacks, despite attempts by Russian media to deafen their ears and to show they're repelling all strikes in Crimea and in Russia. It's no longer possible to talk about calm conditions in Russia.
Russia says one person was injured, but such attacks raise uncomfortable questions for Moscow, who've told Russians the government is fully in control of what it calls its special military operation in Ukraine. Victoria Gatenby, Al Jazeera.
Well, Daniel Hawkins has more now from Moscow.
Well, Moscow City certainly stands out on Moscow's landscape. It's a symbol of Russia's financial power and wealth, very much a bustling hub full of residential buildings, high-rise office blocks, private and government institutions located there. It's called the human anthill by locals, showing just what a busy and bustling area this is and how many more casualties could have been had the strike taken place just a few hours later, when people were perhaps getting up and going about their business. We understand 3 drones took part in this attack. One was taken down outside of Moscow beyond the city's limits. 2 crashed into what's been described as a non-residential building in that location. Now, the Ministry of Defense says these drones were taken down by electronic warfare measures, but we don't know what the targets of these drones were. The area has a lot of high-profile buildings. Just behind me, you can see the White House, the seat of Russian government. You've got the Hotel Radisson Ukraine, and you've got as many as 7 government agencies located in that quarter, the IQ quarter of Moscow City. And witnesses described a lot of debris, government papers and files being scattered around quite a wide range after that explosion, showing that perhaps some of those offices may have been hit, those images circulating on social media. We understand one person was injured, a security guard, that's according to Russian state media, in this explosion, and witnesses, including some friends that I had in Moscow City at the time, described the ground and the building as being really shaken by this explosion, showing just how powerful it was.
Well, Russia, meanwhile, says it's down to 25 Ukrainian drones over the annexed Crimean Peninsula. This is one of the largest attacks in recent weeks in the Russian-controlled territory. Ukraine says it targeted a bridge linking Crimea to Kherson. Russian President Vladimir Putin says the Navy will receive 30 new ships this year. He made that announcement in St. Petersburg as Russia celebrates Navy Day. The Kremlin says 4 African heads of state are also attending after the Russia-Africa summit wrapped up in that city on Friday. Iran has also sent a delegation, including its top naval official, as well as several naval vessels.